This is going to be a lively discussion. This is going to be one of those we have before we turn on the recording. We've already been laughing and having a good discussion, and little hit and run shots have been taken and whatnot. But today we're going to be talking on some things more specifically about some warehousing. What should you look for in the future? The other thing we're going to talk about is some of the trade associations. It's always good to collaborate, get involved, educate yourself. The other thing is building your network. Man, I tell you, that is so important. And some of the best things you can do, although we're into virtual and online and everything. Lalo, I got to tell you, one of the best things to do anytime we can get out is rub elbows with folks. And that's getting to these conferences and actually seeing, looking eye to eye, shake a hand and talk to somebody in person. What do you think there, buddy?
And that's why we're here with these two folks, is because we ran into Javier Vera. We were talking about that almost 2.5 years ago at TPM. Mm-hmm. And I've actually followed Margot Waldy for a long time. Actually, she used to have a show called Cargo Margot, and she dropped out a little bit, and I guess we can find out a little bit about that, but she's coming back super strong with another version of her podcast. But either way, I've known of them or known them for a while, just reached out and, hey, they're, just so that our audience knows, they're not in their traditional trade. Okay. So there's not like an importer or an exporter or like a consultant or attorney. They're more like on the lane that crosses next to us, but we kind of cross each other, meaning logistics, supply chain, warehousing, that kind of stuff. So ports, my goodness, we're going to hear a lot about ports today, especially on the conferences. And when Andy says trade conferences, he doesn't mean trade like international trade conferences. Their lane is more, like I said, like cargo, containers, shipping, maritime. That kind of stuff. Yeah, maritime stuff. So we'll we're trying to introduce all of you to that world, because you do interact with them, and maybe you just have them as a service provider and just probably just say, oh, that they're the ones that carry my stuff. I'm the one that clears it or whatever. But this is going to be really cool. And like Andy said, really love the conversation before this. I mean, I wish we had hit record, because we'd have had like a couple of weeks worth of outtakes, and it would have been awesome. But
well, we do, baby.
There you go.
My
so there's
goodness.
Javier. And then Margot is really, really witty and really quick on her feet. So get ready for a really fun show here. So
you know what? I always tell people, please lower your expectations. I'm way more interesting on LinkedIn.
Hey, let me look, share something with you here. Just a second.
What do we have? Stats? Margot has a birthday coming up.
Yo.
Hey, what's up? That's what I do, baby.
There we go. It's like, that's before I grew my beard, obviously, but just thought I would throw that up there. That
You look so young, Andy.
Yeah, now I look like a grumpy old man. Look at what 2 years does to you.
I remember that day.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. All right, enough of that.
Cool. So, Margot, Javier, can you tell us just a little quick, give yourselves a shout out, anything you want to?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Let's go, Margot.
Yes, Javier's a nice guy, Margot.
No, I just am so excited to be here today and really honored to talk about our industry with you all. It was really fun getting to know you all in the green room area earlier. The energy is unstoppable, which is really important. I think there's a lot to be said for momentum and collaboration, which we'll go into, but yeah, really excited. Just been in the industry over 20 years, sold almost every division, and would love to just help and share that knowledge. On the board for the LATC and the VMA, which we'll also talk about. But yeah, really excited
and on the board
to connect.
For the cool kids.
That's true. Yes, the cool kids. It's such a great space and place. You really find your tribe there. I love saying that. Like-minded. It's really important. And I think, JV, talk about why we started it. I think that's really important, like the core mission, the core values of that.
The Cool Kids was created because when you go to these conferences, these networking events, there's pockets of people that it's hard to break into. Sometimes it's very difficult just for the new person to get into that group. It happened to me years ago. Can you believe it? People didn't want to talk to me. I was a new kid on the block.
Here he comes. Run!
Yeah.
I believe it. I mean, this is after he got out of his white unmarked van and ran in and smelled like
That's right.
IPAs.
So I vowed to never allow that to happen to any new person coming in the industry because we know it's difficult, especially the kids that are just graduating college. They're so newbies. They need our support, our help to introduce them into this networking side of the supply chain. And that's why the Cool Kids were created. And Marco happens to be part of the board.
Well,
Yeah, I see that
that's
on,
great.
on LinkedIn a lot, the cool kids and everything. If any of you see that, the cool kids, the logos and everything, I mean, yeah, they might be like flashy, they might be like out there and everything. Don't let that distract you. I mean, honestly, this is a real, true, legit networking community. It's more of a community, let's call it that.
Exactly.
And expanding. Imagine like little pockets all over the U.S.
Yes.
So don't disregard it or anything just because it says cool kids. You know, if you have an opportunity to be on there, I mean, my version of that, guys, Margot and Javier, is that I always tell people I love when people come and play in my sandbox. You know, I invite everybody to my sandbox. I don't like it when you're not included in that sandbox. Or some others might use the analogy when you're in the lunchroom, right? You know, you're excluding somebody. They're out there sitting on their own. But I mean, whatever you call it, cool kids, the lunchtime or sandbox. I mean, it's great. I do like that networking that you all do, and I follow you all and all that. And to me, it's a great outreach that you all have.
Well, and I'm really happy that you brought up the name. It's really interesting seeing how the name resonates and also triggers certain people. And I'm asked about it quite often. And so the truth is that the Cool Kids has nothing to do with it, being exclusive, right? It's actually a play on words. It's about bringing people together who genuinely care about the same things that are going on in our industry. We care about each other. We're learning for each other. So it's not about a title more so than I would say like the attitude and culture of the group. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean that's the way I saw it too. I was like, yeah, don't think that these are like it's just us cool kids because it
No,
really
we
it's
support
not.
each. Somebody
Well,
needs help in the industry. We're there for them.
and it's a way to build, again, expanding your network. There are people that are rookies into the industry, and when they're walking around, you can almost, pick them out. They're walking around like a deer in the headlight look, wandering around. Where should I go? Come on, folks, go alongside and say, "Hey, my name's Andy Shiles. How you doing? Let's go." And just like, where are you looking for? Or what are you trying to do? Whatever. And that's the only way to, when you can introduce a rookie to some other people and you see them begin to blossom. They're real timid and they start blossoming and whatnot. And so that's one of the things too, is to, I would imagine, have you ever, through your Cool Kids network there, picked out somebody to try and mentor a little bit?
Yes. As a matter of fact, there's a kid named John. He's a young kid, 26 years old. Met him a couple years ago. We ride motorcycles together, and I saw something in him. And I personally feel that in the years to come, John's going to go into a C-level position because he's so clean cut. He's that kind of kid, super smart. Kind of took him
Well,
under
then
my
he
wing.
also needs to start picking up the lunch tabs.
Margo, this is gonna go. Oh my gosh, that's fired. Jeez.
Well, I'm
She's
telling you, folks, Margot is just slicing Javier
She's
up. I mean,
she's shooting them up, man. Hey, Margo, we know it's your birthday coming up. Relax, girl. If you haven't connected with Margo, please connect with her. Her birthday's next week.
well, Margot seems to be the person that would launch a missile to blow a rowboat out of the water. So,
That's right.
buddy,
But
I
just
have
again,
shot an A47 from the hip. I have thrown flash grenades. I would so do that. That sounds dope.
so just to give you some quick stats on the Cool Kids, as a collective, we
Yeah.
have over 100 members. We have over 39,000 LinkedIn impressions, followers, I should say, collectively, 14,000 unique reach with all the LinkedIn community that we have, 1,000 LinkedIn impressions whenever we post. And we usually share each other's comments because there's an algorithm to LinkedIn. So whenever you comment, you just activate that algorithm.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll expand it out and allow Lalo and I into the Cool Kids org so we can
We have a Texas
send it
chapter.
out. So,
You're going to start a new one in Arkansas now because you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have
there
one.
you go.
what's in Arkansas, by the way? Don't you guys have
Wait, we
a
went over this earlier.
yeah, but
Yes.
don't they have like a
Horses.
Horses.
doesn't Arkansas have the only diamond mine in the United States?
There is a diamond fields here, and there also, I will say, there's a lot of manufacturing here. Definitely lots of horse shows, equestrian stuff, and it's cutting horses to reining to English hunter under saddle, all that kind of stuff. So
JV,
anyway.
how do you know that about diamonds?
It's my job to know things about the United States of America. Wah, 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 wah.
Hey, I got a question for you, Javier. You said you ride motorcycles. What do you ride?
I ride a 2014 Fat Boy Harley Davidson.
Do you?
Yeah, that's my little baby. I was going to
So
sell
you
it,
do
but
the
I'm going to keep
you
it.
do an iron horse and not the other horses.
Yeah. I'm a steel horse I ride because I'm a cowboy.
That gives it a whole new picture.
There you
I
go.
do, baby.
There you
Save
go.
a horse.
All right,
Sally.
so let's get back talking about the conferences with the whole deal with the cool kids and all that. There's a few conferences that are coming up that we probably need to talk about a little bit, but one of the key things too is why I attend these conferences. One of the topics we want to talk about is warehousing. With all the changes, the tariffs, the trade deals that they're trying to negotiate, USMCA now is like it's not automatically being renewed. It'll be going into an annual review every year. With all those kinds of things happening, what about warehousing? I know there's a lot of folks that have been looking at bonded warehousing, the foreign trade zones, just regular distribution, all that kind of stuff. What about warehousing in the U.S.? What's the hot topics there for now?
Well,
Margot?
so I think there's a couple things that, I really think about when you ask that question. What is the biggest challenges in warehousing operations today? And I don't think there's one, right? And interviewing Lars years back, he mentioned, this in regards to disruption and the historical data there is with supply chains. It's managing that uncertainty while still exceeding your customer expectations. Customers want faster deliveries, they want complete visibility, they want lower costs, greater flexibility. And so being able to execute all of those things while managing uncertainty is really important. And I just posted earlier about this in leadership and uncertainty and how, you know, fortunate, unfortunate, it's part of the reality that we often have to make decisions with maybe like 61% of information. But it's how we act and how we execute those solutions for our customers.
Well, one of the things too, you hit Margot on something really important, and that's in the warehousing scheme. It's part of the supply chain, so that's one important thing. But the other is talking about information. Is you've also got to reduce cycle times. The sooner you can get a product that is ordered out of your warehouse, you do your pick and pack or whatever, and get it delivered. However, your supply chain is, if it's straight from the factory, many places use the distribution centers. Obviously, Amazon has massive ones, Walmart does, and all other kinds of companies. It's the quicker you can get that product delivered after order was executed, the lower your return rate is. So that cycle time is vital, and the warehousing part of that is essential. Not only are you bringing in bulk, if you will, your inventory, and you've got to get it, recorded in, placed, inventory, location, all that, but then your pick and pack has got to be streamlined, and then your carrier side of that of how are you going to your final mile delivery, I guess, is how we're going. And that warehouse can be a very vital link in your supply chain as far as things go, or it could be a weak link, and the wheels come off and all of that. So to your point, in looking at it, you're saying there's all kinds of things going on. What else would be the thing to look at right now from y'all's perspective, a small business person to a big operation? What would you be looking at?
I think of JV, I'll answer this quickly. There's the three things that I think about, and it's investing in technology, investing in your people, and investing in your partnerships.
Love it.
Really, really key.
That's good.
Javier?
That's good. Another one would be you got to have the right equipment to support your operations. You got to focus on the machine that's going to be available to you at the time that you need it, because the last thing you want is a project, and then all of a sudden your high capacity forklift goes down. You just can't bring up one of these massive forklifts into your operation overnight. You gotta plan ahead. So some of these ops guys, you guys got to get on the ball and say, okay, what's the machine that I'm going to need for this project?
Well, to your point on that is, and that's something I learned from my FedEx days, is a primary, secondary, and tertiary, or PST. Your primary operation, your secondary if something goes wrong, and then you have a tertiary, and in that third level. The point being is you want to keep that operation going. What if you've got to strategically play what if, and hence you come back to, and it's just what Margo was saying, investment in technology. Well, that also means investment in your equipment. So here's the other thing. Some of this equipment is dependent upon your Wi-Fi and your internet. Well, if that happens to go down, what happens? Does everything stop, or can you revert to some kind of manual or operation, or can you run autonomously and do what you can with what you've got until the internet comes back up and maybe updates your systems? So those kinds of things come into play. But here's the other thing: your technology, your operations, all that kind of stuff doesn't work unless you have invested in your people. The people make this thing rock, and the leadership having a good vision. Everybody is a team player that knows what their part is of that operation, right?
I think you just
Absolutely.
go ahead, Margo.
Mhm. I was going to say, no. So the predictive analytics behind the technology, right? That's going to dramatically improve efficiency. And then going back to the people part, it doesn't replace them, right? It just empowers them. It motivates them. It makes the job fun.
I love that point. Go ahead, Javier.
Well, it sounds like you were quoting that book, Good to Great by Michael Collins. You got to
I
have the
haven't
right
read
people
that
on the
one, but
bus.
that sounds cool.
That does. I haven't either.
Have you guys not read Good to Great?
Yeah, it's the one where the guy breaks down a lot of industries and he follows. I read it. It's a fantastic book.
I'm looking at it on my bookshelf, but
Every
I don't know.
every sales.
Old too. It's old, but it still
Mhm.
pertains to today. It's a great book, and it talks about like Walgreens, how Walgreens became not just Walgreens but others. But I like that's the one that stands out. How it went from like the guy. It was like a undercover boss, no?
Yes,
Where
just like,
he went in there and like just to go see from like to the warehouse, like why is this not? And then like listen to his employees and why things are not running well, and then boom, I mean, they became like great companies. But yeah, yeah, that's a good book. It is a
yeah,
really
you got to
good book.
streamline the process because there's a lot of bottlenecks out there where companies say, "Oh, it's going to work this way," and they just created a bottleneck. When you create a bottleneck, it's like, what?
Well,
So
Margot mentioned something again, is empowering the employees. One of the things I can tell you is that when I was running a Canadian operation, our volumes were increasing. We literally, in my tenure there, we literally doubled our volume, and it went from a 63% clearance rate to 98.5% clearance rate. So not only did we double it, but we dramatically improved the service. But one of the key things is we were outgrowing our warehouse area, and we had engineers that come in and whatnot, and they would come back and say, well, there's nothing more we can do, we've got to expand. But yet the facility we were in, there were other companies there was no place to expand. And I decided to go to the manager and the staff of the warehouse, and I said, look guys, we're up against it. Even if we found a new place, it'll take time and all this, and we've got boxes coming out our ears. What can we do? I said, can you guys look at the way our warehouse is configured and come up with a way so we can handle more volume, because we had to at least bring it in and even just stage it. Even if it was only for an hour, we would turn the volume quite a bit.
And it's a
And
lot
we
of
had
processing space, right?
Yeah, and we had like 6 aircraft. We went from 2 aircraft to 6. And we were coming in, and it's like, man, everybody's going, "What the heck's going on over there?" Literally, the guys put their heads together, came back, and we increased inventory by 40% without adding 1 square foot of additional warehouse space.
But you went up.
And it went up, and that's exactly what happens. They reconfigured the shelving and actually went up, but the way it was done, it was so much more efficient. Here's the key: empowering your employees, giving them a challenge. If you're in leadership, you've got to give them the target to say, I'm challenging you. This is what you need to do. And you've got to be able to see it and trust it. And it's like, you know what? We tweaked a few things and all that, but it was so great. So in warehouse operations, again, you just said it is like the technology, the people, your partnerships. And that was the other thing. We had to partner with companies on either side of us that had aircraft coming in and whatnot, and to make it a win-win, because we didn't want to negatively impact their operation, just like we didn't want their aircraft coming in blocking our, and it was a safety issue and all that. So that is something that when you're looking for warehouse operations, whether it's in air cargo, whether it's in the rail, truck, or whatever, how well do they get along with their competition? That says a lot. You want to compete, but you don't want to be cutthroat.
No, and but you keep talking very commercially. And I have to say this because there's a quote, it was on LinkedIn, and obviously it's Sam Walton, but there's really only one boss. It's the customer. And he can fire everybody in the company from the chairman on down by simply spending his money elsewhere.
That's right.
Every meeting should start and end with one question: how does this make the life of our customer better? Everything else is secondary. So like, even though you're very like operational and you're going through that, but you're solutioning for the customer. What does the customer need? Not necessarily what you need, but guess what? Both things happen simultaneously because you are doing the right thing.
That's key, doing the right thing. I like that.
And with that, I will say the 2 biggest things. Customers are looking for the service. The service in a warehouse operation is going to be, a very short cycle time. You got to have information, but getting that order out and on its way quickly. The second thing is security. It is so important. A lot of people's, it's like they're not really watching the back door or whatever. Whether it's a domestic warehouse, a bonded warehouse, or anything like that, if you've got a tight security and all that, the employees themselves have a greater pride in saying, hey, we've got a stellar performance here. But then you got to reward your employees. That's the other thing. So anyway, all right, sorry for a little side soapbox.
Safety, security, and sanitation. Totally important.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it's when your operation's done, it better be clean for the next shift anyway.
So then, Javier, let's get into your the cool kids and where they'll be. And you listed 4 events that you all will be around and networking. So this is an extension of the actual event. It's probably not even sanctioned by the actual event, but it's something that y'all are doing. So we have Ayana coming up.
Why are you shooting, Margot?
I'm laughing because I just we're not going to get canceled. Everyone's loving it and wishing they could have thought about this first. But yeah, it's a little unhinged, a little spicy.
So we have Ayana, Breakbulk. So Ayana, you have a formal event, the Cool Kids Network event, and then Breakbulk, I see 3PL Cowboy. Are you partnering with them or?
Yeah,
like
so
the 3PL Cowboy?
Yeah, Michael Nooner.
Yeah. Okay. And then VMAs in October, and then TPM, of course, next year in March, early March. TPM, that's where it all started for Andy and I. That's how we got into this, you guys.
Yes.
Don't forget the VMA. You get to plug the VMA.
Yeah, yes. You have to plug. Yeah, we'll plug them too because we got invited. So let's do. So what's going on in Ayana?
Ayana actually
is the intermodal too. So you explain what that is.
The Intermodal Association of North America has their biggest conference coming up September 14th to the 16th here in Long Beach, California. So they
By the way,
contact.
none of us are getting paid for this, right?
No. Well, we get free show passes. I mean, because they
He does have a Venmo.
collaborated with the Cool Kids to put on the Monday beach volleyball networking event from 2 to 5 in Long Beach. So we're currently accepting sponsorship opportunities to put your name and your signage out there. And then the show actually starts on the 15th and the 16th. And then right after that, we go straight into Breakbulk in Houston, where Michael Nooner, the 3PL Cowboy, is getting together with the Cool Kids to put a Monday networking happy hour that starts after 5 o'clock there in Houston. And then right after that, we're jumping into the VMAs, and Margo, take over on the VMAs.
Not
So
the Video
excited.
Music Awards, okay, guys?
No, yes, right? The Virginia Maritime Association, and I just actually at 11, I have a call with them and a potential panelist. But we're really excited. It's in Norfolk, Virginia. It's October 13th through 15th. It is my favorite show. I absolutely love it. It's very intimate. You have networking chances and opportunities, but it's different than most conferences in that everybody goes to the events together. So it's just great. It's really fun. I'd be surprised if you didn't come out and meet at least a handful of new people. Please check out the site. I highly, highly recommend it.
And then for the VMAs, the VMAs has also partnered with the Cool Kids to put in a happy hour event after their welcome reception. And Lalo and Andy, I'm hoping that you guys can, if you guys do coordinate with us, we'd love to bring you over and maybe do a live podcast from the Cool Kids event.
Right. Yeah. And then a little bit on that, they did invite us to entertain the idea of going out there. I hope, I mean, I don't know if this is a reason they did that, but we cover almost all the trade ones, like ICPA, NCBFAA, and ATCC, all the same version of what you all are doing, but for trade. We do cover those. We're there, and we do, of course, clips and interviews and all that kind of good stuff during the event. And I'm assuming and I'm hoping that's how they heard of us or saw us, and they did invite us to kind of cross lanes again. We keep on talking about that, but it's we all overlap one way or another. And so they did ask us. So we're looking at that to be there. So hopefully, yeah, we'll see you guys out there, and it'll be a big party on the East Coast.
And the last one would be TPM 27, baby. That's happening Sunday, February 28th. The Cool Kids got together and created a Sunday social networking event this year for this year's TPM. And let me tell you, we rocked the house. We packed the place. It was max capacity at 300. Next year, we plan on having it where we are having it at the Ultra Brewing Company. Max capacity is 500. So we do have sponsorship opportunities available. So if you want to get in there, you can do a platinum level, gold level, or a silver level. And if you want any information on that, reach out to me, to Margo, Young O, Javier Martin de Campo, or Sydney Hines with Fortress Insurance.
Yep. And we'll have all that contact information on our show notes. So just check it out, guys, and then just reach out, and you'll get all that fun updates from them as well when you start following them on LinkedIn, because it is actually it breaks up your day. I mean, I love seeing those silly dancing videos.
It's what I do, baby. I get my dance on.
Oh my gosh. And I saw some, he was holding his grandbaby, and he's like, I'm working hard so that my granddaughter doesn't have to dance on TikTok for money. And I wanted to be like, some of us make a lot of money and we have a lot of fun doing this. Like, I don't know. I think you have it wrong.
We got to have fun in what we do.
Yeah.
Or, oh my gosh. Or what about the ones, Javier, you sent me? I literally would rather watch paint dry.
I monitor LinkedIn with all our people to make sure that they're doing the right thing, posting the correct content.
Content police.
That's me. I'm not even joking. Yeah. But the Cool Kids are also getting together in the next couple of weeks. We're donating back to school supplies in Tijuana, Mexico. Eunice Flores is the one organizing that. So currently we're accepting donations to buy school supplies here and then take it down to Tijuana.
So you're going to be riding down there in your bikes, or?
Oh, man, if I take my bike out there, it'd be gone.
I was going to say, because here in El Paso, they have a big event where it's similar for Christmas. And all these bikers, they pretty much take up the whole, close down the interstate on a Sunday because they're riding in this big, it looks like you're going, where is it, in South Dakota?
Sturgis.
Yeah.
Sturgis, it feels like it's a caravan like that, and then they have toys on the back of their bikes, like Santa bags, and then they ride somewhere, and then they just
That's
donate
cool.
all these things. So yeah,
That's cool.
That's pretty slick. That's pretty slick.
Anything else, guys?
That's what I have. I mean, other than the summer's here, the heat's on. I shouldn't even complain because you guys are in El Paso and Andy's you're in Arkansas.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was asking Lalo. I said, "How's it been down there in El Paso?" In El Paso, and obviously it's always hot there. But he was saying, "Oh, it's a little cooler. It's gotten into the 90s instead of over 100." Here, we've literally had like 94, 95 to 97 degrees highs, but the humidity has been 70 to 80%. And I'm telling you, man, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah, my son is out there with you guys in the Long Beach area, and then he likes to run. He's a triathlete, and then we're like, "How's it going?" Having a heat wave, Dad, like in the 80s, right? My daughter's the same way. My daughter's in the Bay Area, so she's in just south of San Francisco. Same thing. Dad, we're having a heat wave. It's in the high 70s, low 80s. You're kidding me.
Man, I'd take that in a heartbeat. Jeez. My goodness. Well, I will say Long Beach, boy, they have done a great job out there. You're talking about as far as one of the conferences being there in Long Beach is they have, if you've not been to Long Beach, folks, it's worth checking out as far as the conference and an excuse to go out there because it has completely changed from what it used to be years and years ago. And it's really, really nice. Nice area. Of course, anything in California is higher than a cat's back. I mean, it's just like very expensive. So
For all those people that are coming out to the West Coast conferences, make sure you reach out to Margot or myself. And then, if we have to hold your hand and take you around and introduce you to some people, that's what we'll do.
Yeah,
Hey, you know
JV
what,
will
Javier?
JV will do that. He will do that for you,
Yeah.
and I'll make sure that you're safe. And no, but
Javier's
I
good
really
about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
right?
never meets
Yeah.
a stranger and all
Yeah.
that. And I got to tell you, Lalo and I were, again, we were out in TPM 24, and as we were walking around, I mean, we were blown away on all the different. Everybody had their different receptions and whatnot, but we apparently wound up at one of the Irish pubs there that was a big
What-
hit.
Yeah, Javier, you knew every single person in that pub, man. I was like, what the hell, man? This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so that's what I like to do is whenever we walk into a certain spot, I love to, what was that song from Cheers? You want to go.
Well, it's because
where
they look up
everybody
and they're like, "Oh my
knows."
God, I saw him. I think it was America's Most Wanted."
there he
Margot,
is. There we go. Oh, I love
shots
it.
fired.
Yeah, it's like, and the thing is not to return fire because you're going to get a bigger one.
Yeah, you're going to get it. But no,
No, I
getting to-
appreciate it. And I just wanted to say one thing that I think it's the most exciting time in the industry, being, with the emergence of AI and tech and all the things that are happening. So I'm really honored to be a part of this industry. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I wanted to give a quick plug. I'm not sure if you guys know who the TEUs are.
The TEUs? I mean,
Yeah.
no, is that a group?
Yes. So
Okay.
the CEO of the Port of Long Beach, Dr. Noel, you familiar with him?
Yes.
He's the lead guitarist on this band, cover band. They headlined
Really?
our TPM this year, and they're headlining next year. They're bringing in
I did see that. Okay, so then I didn't know that was them. Okay, yeah, I know. So they're called the TEUs. That's
the
cool.
TEUs, which is right. It goes with our supply chain industry.
Of course.
Let me
I
tell
love
you,
it.
Dr. Noel, he jams on the guitar, and this is brand new. There's going to be a hit song that's going to be played at TPM 27 with yours truly.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. I love
I'm not
it.
tell you what the song is though, but I'm gonna be out there singing
I've been
it.
looking for a new intro song for our podcast, so maybe I'll hit you guys up.
Yes, sir. Rock and roll.
Listen, Margot, Javier, we greatly, greatly appreciate y'all coming on board here and with the show. And I think it's going to be, hopefully it'll be a popular show because I can tell you it's some good discussion here. as we go through it. And I love the shots though at Javier. Man, it's like, man, you got targets on you, dude.
I don't. I'm cut. They don't even know.
Dude, your tail feathers are singeing, man. She's gotten you on this one anyway.
She does. Right now she does, but
I love it.
I got her here.
All right. Hey, folks, like us, subscribe to us, hit that like button and share it. And with that, hey, thanks for being on the show. Everybody have a great day.